Okay, welcome back. Video number 31. This one's all about marriage, specifically in relation to the marriage license, which is a perpetual threesome with the state. And when I say threesome, I mean you and your loved one, your spouse, being fucked in the ass royally constantly without lube. Okay, so here we go. Let's jump right into it. Marriage. When you get a marriage license, the state basically contracts with you in order to make your marriage a for-profit corporation under the state. I should probably get that capitalized because that means state of California, right? Or whatever state you're in. This is not de jure. There's nothing about this. This is de jure. This is 1,000% de facto what we're talking about here, okay? Keep in mind that the definition of license is something that permits you to break the law. So if you reverse engineer that idea, it is against the law to get married. And the state is allowing you to break that law under certain circumstances. When a wife goes to the store to pick up food, the state looks at that activity as one of their businesses as restocking inventory at the place of business. Children delivered out of a marriage are literally products, and they become wards of the state via the marriage license as well as the birth certificate and the Social Security system. The marriage license, according to statute, is an entirely secular, for-profit business venture where the husband and wife are now teamed up together in a privileged business venture. And the most shocking part of this is the state believes they are giving you what they believe. The most shocking part of this is what the state believes they are giving you in exchange for this. They believe that by placing you under their state statutes, they are giving you something of value, and that is the consideration that binds the contract, which is hilarious. So they enslave you via the marriage license, and then they call that enslavement of privilege. But you agree to it. That's the part. Like, you contract to it. So that's why it becomes reality, right? If you're already contracted, you can nullify the state from your marriage or just get a divorce and then go to a different type of marriage, right? There's only one state in all of the United States of America that does not have marriage licenses anymore, and that's they only do basically common law marriages. That state is Alabama. They call them marriage certificates. Again, a certificate is proof that something occurred, right? So a certificate is nothing more than a piece of paper that proves that the action of marriage had occurred. Way more dope. Way better, way less fucked up. Doesn't contract you into the system, right? So a marriage certificate would not be one of these deadly contracts that we had written before. A marriage license would be a contract that contracts you into the evil octopus, okay? So keep that in mind, two very different things. If you're looking to get married and you want the simplest route and you don't want to deal with all the headache, just get married in Alabama. You'll be fine. I'm sure more and more states are going to be doing this as the de jure grows and becomes more the reality. To get married at home, you would just make an affidavit, get it notarized, and briefly describe the event and the agreements between the spouses. This whole legalized gay marriage, none of that shit fucking matters at all. Gay marriage, I hate to say it, but you could marry an animal. You could marry someone young. I'm just going to say it. I mean, whether you like it or not, that's the reality. I'm sorry. You could literally do whatever you want. Now, if you're harming somebody, if the other party is being harmed, or if you're being harmed by the action, that would be a breaking of common law. But if you're doing something and you're not harming anybody and no one is actually being harmed, you could marry however the fuck you want, and it wouldn't have anything to do with what's legal in the state. So if the state doesn't recognize gay marriage as illegal or something like that, wouldn't fucking matter one bit. You can get married. You could marry 2 people. You could marry 5 people. You could marry a fence post. You can do literally whatever you want. You make an affidavit, you get it notarized, you briefly describe the event and the agreements between the spouses, get some witnesses to attest to the event, copy those documents, take them and file them with the county registrar, and then file those documents in a Bible at home. Take a picture of the Bible with the documents in it, and then file that picture of the Bible with the documents in the county register office. Okay? Boom. Now you have a real marriage, not a perpetual threesome with the state. Now, again, it's just like everything else. You have the credit. You have the power. You have the authority. You have the God-given rights. And you're telling your public servants what is up. You are not going to your public servants and asking them for any kind of approval or license or sucking any dick or anything like that at all whatsoever. You're not getting on your knees sucking dick. You're not jerking anybody off. You're not fingering anybody's asshole. You're not doing any of those things. You're saying, yo, bitch, public servant, trustee, I'm doing this, this, and this. Please file the documentation. That way people can publicly know what I'm doing. Thank you. That's it. I'm marrying 2 goats this week. I don't really know how that would work because the other party can't consent to the contract because the goat can't consent to the contract. But basically, I'm marrying a man and a woman at the same time, and we're all marrying each other this weekend. Here's the documentation. Here's the proof that it happened. Here's some people that were there, some witnesses. Here's a Bible that we're filing it into at home. Take a picture of it, send it into the county register. I mean, for people who are like hardcore, like old school values and stuff like that, might not be the most thrilling thing to hear that. I'm not here to placate or suck off anyone's emotional status regarding all of this. Okay. I'm here to just give you the straight, hardcore, thick, raw dick in your mouth facts. Okay. Some of those facts, certain people may not like. And some of those facts, people will really like a lot. So, some of this stuff can make some really powerful criminals. Some of this stuff can make some kind of weird shit that people can do that's not super acceptable in most places. There's a lot of things that can get a little funky with this, but I'm here to just tell you what the deal is, and then it's your job to figure out what you want to do with it. Okay. I want a de jure government. I want a free America. I want to see the de facto false criminal system to quietly and uneventfully and uncivil warily come to an end. Okay. Just through people creating the de jure and moving on with their life and understanding their rights and taking control over their own life and their own decisions. I don't want all this other shit that you see. Okay. So, there are other ways to do it as well. You can probably type in something like common law marriage or something into the internet and you'll probably find other info on it. I do know that certain insurance companies and stuff like that, I don't know why you'd want insurance, fuck insurance, but if you're really into all that stupid ass shit, if you're really concerned about all that, which is all just more slave system bullshit, come begging, come on your knees and suck my dick for some piece of shit policy for a dentist or a doctor or something else that's really terribly trash. And you have to come and beg for your benefits. I mean, bro, insurance is a 1,000% slave. I mean, that's like slave on top of slave on top of slave system. And, it's just really terrible. Absolutely awful. I mean, I work in the dental industry. We don't even take insurance. I mean, that's fucking awful. I mean, the type of work that you get, people don't realize the quality of work that you're getting when you use insurance is so awful. So awful. Ugh. Oh my God, it's terrible. Whether it's a mechanic, whether it's dentistry, whether it's doctor. I mean, when you start getting into the actual really good mechanics and dentists and doctors, they don't take any insurance because it's a fucking nightmare. It's communism. They tell the practitioner how much they can charge for the services. It's insane. Insurance is fucking insane. But with all that said, if you want to be a little fucking weak ass little bitch and you want to circus seal the cocks of everybody over at the fucking insurance office and they won't let you have your spouse's insurance because you're in some kind of goofy marriage that doesn't have a marriage license, you can like sue them or lien them. You can pressure them into it because that's bullshit. Just so you know. I don't know a lot about it. I just know that you can do that if you want to. And you just you just love sucking them dicks. If you just love those cocks in and around your mouth and asshole, You can do it. You can walk down that road. So just wanted to make that clear. If you are looking to change your status and you want to become a state national, you will need to get rid of your marriage license contract. Otherwise, you are tied into the state via this contract. State of California means that you're tied into United States. So again, this is tying you into United States, not just state of California, state of Utah. It's tying you into the motherland, the big boy, right? The marriage must be severed if it exists. Once severed, you can do another style of marriage or continue with your spouse under the new contract. So I know I mentioned PCS 1.308, the Instagram page. This is his actual website. It's PCS1-308.net. I have seen him advertising on Instagram that he does offer a service on how to remove the state from your marriage. And I do not think it requires you to actually dissolve the entire marriage. So for those of you who are, your wife or your husband doesn't realize that you're doing all this research and you're like, oh my God, how do I even begin to describe this to my wife? Your better bet than dissolving the entire marriage is probably just to hire someone like this or someone else to try and figure out a way to just surgically remove the state from your marriage while still keeping the original marriage intact. I do believe there's a way you can do that. I know nothing about it. I've never been married. After learning what I've learned about being married, I will never have a marriage license ever in my entire life under any circumstances. So I'm not the guy to go to figure all that out for you. Again, if someone wants to hire me for some huge monstrous package where they're doing their business and they're doing all this other shit, I will figure it out for you and I will do it myself. But it's not something that I know a ton about. So that's I think all I wanted to say about marriage. That's video number 31. I will see you at video number 32. Goodbye.